Hello students, in this class we will see another new chapter, that is gravitation. Okay, and first in this class we will discuss the Newton's law of gravitation, and we will discuss another part, that is variation of g with height, that means variation of gravitational acceleration with height from the surface of earth. Okay, so first I am coming to in general the gravitational law. Okay, that is Newton's law of gravitation. Newton's law of gravitation. Okay, so here scientist Newton told that any two objects in the universe will attract each other. Okay, any two objects in the universe will attract each other due to their mass. Okay, and that attractive force F. Okay, if any two objects we take, this is one object of mass, suppose m1, and this is another object of mass, take m2. Okay, and the distance between their center, that means center of mass, is suppose r. Okay, then the force, the magnitude of force F is directly proportional to the product of their masses m1, m2, and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Okay, so these are the two things on which the gravitational force depends on. If we join them, we will get F is directly proportional to m1 m2 by r square. Okay, if we remove this proportionality sign, then one constant, we have to bring one constant. That constant is here g. Okay, so this is the amount of force. What is g? G is universal gravitational constant. Universal gravitational constant. Okay, it has a particular value at any place, at any time. Okay, it has a particular value. That value is 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 in SI system. Okay, so this is a force, and here g is a term for which we have to find the unit, and then we will find the dimension, because we know about force, we know about distance, we know about the masses, and we know their units and dimensions, but we don't know the unit of g or the unit of dimension. So we will first find one by one. First unit of g. So unit of g. So for finding unit, write this equation for g. So g will be f r square by m1 m2. Okay, for finding unit and also for finding dimension, we will first write the equation of g. Okay, so the unit of g will be here force means SI unit is Newton, r distance, so meter square, by mass into mass, that means kg square. So you will get basically Newton meter square kg minus 2. Clear? This is the unit. Dimension, for dimension we will use the same equation. So dimension is written inside the third bracket. Okay, so g equal to dimension of f r square by m1 m2. F, force. What is the dimension of force? Dimension of force is ml t to the power minus 2. T to the power minus 2. Okay, that thing we have already discussed in the dimension part. R is the distance, so L square, and m1 m2 are the masses, so m square. Okay, so take all the quantities in the numerator. You will get here m to the power 1, m to the power 2, so you will get m to the power minus 1. L1, 2, so L cube, and t minus 2. So this is the dimension. This is the dimension of g. Okay, this is the value of g, unit of g, and this is the dimension of g. Okay, clear? So here look, in this equation f is equal to g m1 m2 by r square. Here I have written only the magnitude, but we all know that force is a vector quantity. That means we have to represent this equation in a vector form. Okay. So what will be the vector form? So come to this now. So I am erasing this part. Okay. So here first look at their properties. Okay. Then I am coming to the vector part. If you look at the properties, you will automatically understand how F can be represented in vector form. Okay. So first point, properties of this gravitational force. First point is this gravitational force is always applicable for any kind of mass, any shape, any size. Okay. This force is applicable between two objects of any shape, size and kept at any distance. Here some restriction is there in the distance, except r is less than 10 to the power minus 9. Okay, that means in the order of atomic radius, okay, or atomic distance, then we cannot apply this gravitational law. Okay, then this law is not applicable. Second point, it is always attractive. Always attractive. So from this point you can automatically understand always attractive means M1 will attract M2 in this direction. Okay, and M2 will attract M1 in this direction. They will attract each other. Okay. Third point, here look, mass does not change with medium. Okay, this is distance, it will also not change with medium. G is a universal constant, it will also not change with medium. That means this gravitational force, this force is independent. This force is independent of the surrounding medium. Okay, that means if you keep the mass, these two masses M1, M2 at the same separation in air and M1, M2 at the same separation in water, okay, then you will get the same amount of gravitational force. Okay, if both objects placed in the air, so F here, gravitational force in air, gravitational force in water, they are always same and their value will be simply G M1 M2 by R square. Okay, so the force is independent of the surrounding medium. Clear? Clear. Now point number 4. Point number 4. Okay, look at here. F is directly inversely proportional to the square of the distance. So for this reason, this gravitational force is known as inverse square force. Okay, or gravitational law is known as inverse square law. Gravitational force follows inverse square law. It follows inverse square. And look at here, this force is always acting along the line joining their centers. That means this force is a central force. Follows inverse square law, and this is a central force. This is a central force. Clear? Clear. Point number 5. Another point is there. That is point number 5. I am writing here. Point number 5. Point number 5 is this gravitational force is a conservative force. Okay, it is a conservative force. Okay, so what is the meaning of this conservative force? That I will tell in the part when I will discuss about the potential energy. Okay, then I will tell about this part, conservative force. Why it is called conservative force? Okay, other terms we have already understood. Why it is attractive? Attractive, it is in the nature. Okay, natural thing. The force is independent of the surrounding medium. follows inverse square law, and it is a central force. Okay, clear? So these are properties. Now from these properties we will write this force in vector form, because force is a vector quantity. Clear? So I am erasing these properties now. Now I am writing the vector form. So this is 1, this is 2. Okay. So here force is always attractive. Attractive force is always written with negative sign. Okay. Attractive force is always written with negative sign. F is negative first of all. G m1 m2 by r square. Okay, clear? Then look at here. This force is acting along the r axis. This is suppose r axis. Along r axis, which unit vector will get? R cap unit vector. Okay, along r axis we will get r cap unit vector. So this is a in general representation of gravitational force. Okay, now if we represent the force precisely for different masses, then this force which is acting on m1, so this is written by force acting on m1 due to 2, and this force is written as force acting on 2 due to 1. Okay, clear? Clear? Here look, these two forces are acting along the same line and their values are same. If we take it magnitudely, F12 magnitude equal to F21 magnitude. Okay, that means their magnitudes are same, but they are oppositely directed along the same line. Okay, that means this gravitational force follow Newton's third law. Very, very important. Okay, this force follows Newton's third law. Very, very important. Okay, follows Newton's third law. Follows Newton's third law. Clear? Clear? Because here they are acting in opposite direction. Okay, but their magnitudes are same. Okay, equal in magnitude, opposite in direction. Okay. Here forces are same, but their accelerations are not same. Okay. For this mass due to F12, their magnitudes are same, which is equal to G m1 m2 by r square. But their accelerations are not same. For this mass, acceleration denoted by suppose a1, acceleration will be what? Force by this mass. This mass. So divide this quantity by this mass. You will get G m2 by r square. For this mass denoted by a2, look at here. It is this mass is moving. So divide by this mass. Force divided by this mass. So it will be G m1 by r square. So their accelerations are different. Accelerations are not same. So suppose an apple is falling from some height. Okay. So the earth will attract the apple, and at the same time the apple will attract the earth. Okay, because of this gravitational force. Okay, but here the acceleration on earth, acceleration of earth is very small, very small. Okay, for that reason we cannot understand its acceleration. But if we take two objects whose masses are almost same, okay, like take two planets, take sun and earth, okay, then you will understand. Not for sun and earth, take two similar planet, okay, almost same mass, then you will understand that both the objects are moving with some acceleration. Clear? So this is Newton's law of gravitation. This gravitation means what? Gravitation means it is for the universe. Okay, any two objects in the universe, that may be earth, that may be any other planet, maybe any other thing present in the space. Okay, maybe anything. But when we talk about gravity, this gravity means what? Gravity means a special case of gravitation. Gravitation means for the universe, but gravity means this is the attractive force due to earth, okay, towards the center of the earth on any object present at the surface of earth or near to the surface of earth. Okay, so gravity means it is the attractive force. It is the attractive force towards the center of earth. Towards the center of earth. Okay, and this attractive force will be applicable center of earth on object present on the surface of earth or very near to the surface of earth. Okay, so now we will discuss about this gravity part. Okay, that means now we will discuss about the attraction due to earth. Okay, clear? So the laws will be same. Okay, it is a special case of gravitation. The laws will be same. That is the Newton's law of gravitation. F equal to g m1 m2 by r square. That will be same. Okay. So first we will see here. I am not going to that part. Now I am coming to the relation between gravitational acceleration g and capital G. Okay, you all know about G. G is known as gravitational acceleration, and its value is 9.8 meter per second square for earth. Okay, on the surface of earth. Clear? So first we will see this relation. So suppose this is our earth. Okay, this is center, this is radius r. Okay, and an object is present at the surface of earth or very near to the surface of earth. Okay, so its mass is suppose small m. Okay, mass of the earth is suppose capital M. Okay, so here two objects. Here earth, we are considering that earth is a uniform sphere. Okay, so we can consider that its total mass will be concentrated at its center. Okay, so if we take this one is an object and this one is another mass, and the separation between them is capital R, so the force F equal to G m by r square. Clear? And this force is which force? This force is which is acting towards the center of the earth. And we know that the force by which any object is attracted towards the center of the earth is known as the weight of that object. And weight of that object is written by weight equal to mass into gravitational acceleration. Weight means it is a force. Force means mass into acceleration. So here gravitational acceleration. Okay. So these two quantities are basically same. So mg equal to g mm by r square. M cancel out. So we will get g equal to gm by r square. So this is the relation. This is the simple relation. And this relation is not true only for earth. If we take any planet, then this relation is true. Okay. For any planet, g mass will be mass of that planet and r will be r of that planet. Or we take the natural satellites like moon. Okay. So this gravitational acceleration depends on the mass of that planet and radius of that planet. Clear? So this is the simple relation. This thing you have already done in class 9, I hope. So this is the simple relation. Now I am coming to another thing. So here I have taken that the object is on the surface of earth or the object is very near to the surface of earth. For that reason, this g is constant. Okay, but we know that when we goes up from the surface of earth, the weight decreases, right? Weight decreases. The attractive force due to the earth will go on decreasing because the separation is increasing. R is increasing. This R is increasing. R increases means what? Force will decrease. So that means with height from the surface of earth, if that height is not very small, then the gravitational acceleration will go on decreasing. So we will see now how it decreases, what will be the graph, okay, variation of G, that thing we will see now. Okay students, now we will see the variation of G with height, okay. So here first I am drawing a diagram. This is our earth, okay, of mass M. This is center, this is radius, okay, capital R, okay. Now we want to find the G, gravitational acceleration, at a height h from the surface of earth, okay. Suppose at this height, at point P, this height is h measured from the surface of earth, and we want to find the gravitational acceleration at this point, okay. So first I am writing the gravitational acceleration on the surface of earth. What will be its formula? G equal to Gm by R square, right? This is equation number 1. Okay. Now for finding the gravitational acceleration at point P, you will draw a concentric sphere, okay, which is passing through this point P. A concentric sphere you will draw, okay. This is the concentric sphere, okay. Now look at this concentric dotted sphere and tell me how much amount of mass is present inside this dotted sphere. How much amount of mass? Look at this. How much amount of mass? M amount of mass, okay. And this m amount of mass will produce the gravitational acceleration at this point. So G prime will be also Gm. Mass will remain same, m. When we were taking the point this, then we had drawn a sphere, and that sphere will take this amount of mass, okay. And this dotted sphere also take this amount of mass, okay. But this part, denominator part, will change. Here the denominator part will be r plus h whole square. This is equation number 2. So look at these two equations. Here Gm same, only denominator part is different, okay. So with height this part is increasing, so G prime will decrease, okay. So we will write G prime in terms of G, because the value of G we know, okay. That calculation will be easy. So here how will you do? So divide equation 2 by equation 1. You will get left hand side G prime by G, okay. Right hand side G prime means Gm by R plus H square, then by G, by this quantity, okay, fraction. So when we want to write in the multiplication form, then we have to take the reciprocal. So R square by Gm. Gm cancel out. So we are getting G prime by G equal to R square by R plus H square, okay. So this is the required equation for finding gravitational acceleration at some height, okay, which height is measured from the surface of earth. Okay. So now look at this quantity. If we write G prime, then we will get this kind of thing, G R square by R plus H square, okay. Now G R square is constant, G R square is constant, okay. So G prime can be written as inversely proportional to the square of R plus H, okay. If we take R plus H, this R plus H, okay, is denoted by suppose R, then we will get G prime equal to, G prime directly proportional to 1 by R square, 1 by R square, okay. Clear. Now we will see its graph, okay. Now we will see its graph, okay. So I am erasing this portion, I am writing this equation, I am erasing this portion. So G prime by G equal to R square by R plus H whole square, okay. Clear. So now come to the graph, okay. So graph between G prime and R. And R I am writing here, R is R plus H. Okay, here we are measuring height from the surface. So height will start from 0. That means r will start from r, capital R, that is radius of r. From that point we will start the graph. So this is g prime in unit meter per second square, and this is r. Okay, which is r means, small r means it is measured from the center of earth. Okay, but here we are taking g with height, so we will change this height only because r is constant. Okay, that radius of earth cannot be 0, so h will be 0. Okay, first point h is 0, then increase h. So we will study how it is made. So suppose this is our earth. Okay, this is our earth. Okay, so we know the radius of earth is capital R. So this distance, this point represents r, radius of earth. Okay, so at the radius of earth, what will be the value of g? At the radius of earth, what will be the value of g? G is, we all know, 9.8 meter per second square, or almost 10 meter per second square. Okay, clear? So our graph will start from this point, and the value of g prime is suppose 10 meter per second square. So this is suppose 10. Okay, so from this point our graph will start. This point represents 10 meter per second square. Okay, and here g prime is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. Okay, so the graph will look like this. Okay, so this is the proper graph when we are drawing graph between g prime, gravitational acceleration, with distance from the surface of from the center, and height will be measured from the surface of earth. We are not entering inside the earth. Okay, inside the earth graph will be different. That we will see in the next class. Okay, so this is the graph. Clear? So now we will see, this is the required equation which we will use in the numerical. Okay, and now we will see if h is very small compared to r. R is how much? Radius of earth is 6400 kilometer. Okay, with respect to this, if h is very small, h is very less than r. Suppose h is 10 kilometer, 5 kilometer. Okay, suppose 100 meter. Okay, then what will happen? This thing we will see now. So I am erasing this portion. From this point we will start the calculation. So here we are considering h is very less than r. Okay, so g prime by g is equal to r square by, we can take this r common, then if we take this r outside of the bracket, it will be r square 1 plus h by r whole square. This r square cancel out, so we are getting 1 plus h by r whole square. Okay, now we can write g prime by g equal to 1 plus h by r to the power minus 2. Now this kind of equation can be expanded using binomial expansion. Okay, but here we will not take all the values because h by r is already very smaller than 1. Okay, if we take it square, it will be more smaller. Cube, it will be more smaller. So higher terms will be neglected here. Okay, so it will be 1. Then multiply this power with plus h by r. You will get minus 2h by r. Okay, higher terms are neglected. Higher terms will be square of h by r, then cube of h by r, then to the power 4 of h by r. So those are neglected because this value is very less than 1. Okay, so we are getting g prime by g equal to 1 minus 2h by r. This equation is true when h is very less than r. Okay, h is very less than r. Okay, so if this kind of, suppose height is given 10 kilometer and you are asked what will be the percentage change in gravitational acceleration or percentage change in weight. So percentage change in, first I am writing gravitational acceleration. Okay, percentage change means percentage change means G minus G prime by G into 100. Okay. So first G prime equal to, multiply this G in this side. So G minus 2H G by R. Okay. Now G minus G prime. G minus G prime will be 2H G by R. Okay. Now take this G on this side. So it will be G minus G prime by G equal to 2H by R. Percentage means into 100 into 100. You will get the percentage decrease. Okay. The same formula will be for percentage decrease in weight also. Because if we multiply the numerator and denominator by m, we will get weight. This is weight, mg is the weight on the surface of earth, and mg prime is the weight at a height h from the surface of earth when h is very less than r. Then we will use this thing. Otherwise we will always use this thing. Clear? Clear? So now I am writing this equation at one side and I am showing a few numerical how to solve. So students, the first question is, suppose you are asked that at a height at h equal to r by 2, which is not very less than compared to the r. Okay, it is r by 2. 6400 is the radius, so r by 2 means 3200 kilometer. That is not small. So we will use this formula. Okay, so at h equal to r by 2, find the percentage decrease in gravitational acceleration and weight of an object. Okay, here remember the percentage change in gravitational acceleration and percentage change in weight, they will have the same value. Okay, so we will use that formula. G prime equal to G into r square by r plus h. H means r by 2 whole square. Okay, clear? What we will get? We will get here r square by r plus r by 2, that means 3r by 2 whole square. So we are getting r square by 9 r square by 4. R square cancel out, you will get 4 by 9. Okay, so G prime will be what? Here multiply by G. So G prime will be what? 4G by 9. 4G by 9. Okay. Now percentage decrease means we have to find G minus G prime first. Okay. By G. So G minus G prime. This is G prime. This value is G prime. So G minus 4G by 9 by G. Okay. You will get here 5G by 9 by G. G cancel out. So 5 by 9. You are getting 5 by 9. Okay. This is what? This is the fractional error, fractional change. G minus G prime by G. This is the fractional change. Now convert into percentage decrease. That means you will get G minus G prime by G into 100. Percentage means into 100. So 5 by 9 into 100. Okay. That much percentage you will get. So 500 by 9, whatever the value, you will get that much percentage decrease in acceleration. And also the same value will correct for the percentage decrease in weight of an object, because weight of percentage decrease in weight means here we have to multiply by mass. Okay, all the values will remain same. Here we will get the 4 by 9 at the end. Okay, here we will get the 5 by 9. Okay, so percentage decrease in weight will also be 500 by 9 percentage. Okay students, clear? This is one type of numerical. Next, come to another type. So next type of problem, question, suppose here you are asked, find the height from the surface of earth where gravitational acceleration is reduced by 64% of its value on the surface of Earth. Okay, this type of question you also can get. Okay, so here look at this thing, reduced by 64%. You have to understand this word. Okay, reduced by 64%. So reduced by 64 means G prime will be 100 minus 64% of G. Okay, that means 36% of G. Okay, if the word is reduced to 64%, then G prime will be 64% of G. Okay, here you have to understand this word. Only this thing you have to understand. If it is reduced by, then 100 minus 64% of G. If it is reduced to, then 64% of G. Okay, so our question is reduced by. So we will use this equation. So G prime becomes this. So G prime we can write equal to 36 by 100 into G. 36% means 36 by 100. Okay, now we have to find height. So G prime by G we are getting 36 by 100. Okay, and G prime by G, what is the relation? R square by R plus H square. Okay, clear? Here this quantity can be written like this, R by R plus H whole square equal to 36 by 100. Okay, now remove square sign. If we remove square sign, then what will happen? R by R plus H will be square root of this. That means 6 by 10. Okay, now cross multiply and find H. Simple. 10R equal to 6R plus 6H. So you will get 4R equal to 6H. So you will get H equal to 4R by 6. Okay. Suppose R value of R is given 6400 kilometer. Then you will put the value here. Okay. That is equal to 4 into 6400 by 6. That much kilometer. Okay. Then you will find the value. Okay. You will get almost 4266 kilometer. Okay. That part you will calculate. That part some value you will get that much kilometer. Clear? So these are two types of problem from this variation of G with height. Okay students.